And joining me now from Washington, D.C. is Kamran Bokhari, a strategic forecaster and a senior fellow with the Middle East Policy Council. Very good to have you here on the program, sir. What conclusions are you drawing of this attack? What's the BLA trying to achieve by attacking a military train inside Quetta itself using a car bomb?
Well, the BLA is looking at the Pakistani state right now, and it sees that Pakistan has a big problem on its western flank. And I don't mean the border area with Afghanistan and Iran. I'm talking about the areas west of the Indus River, the two provinces, KPK and Balochistan. Pakistan is facing a twin insurgency. The Baloch don't have the same kind of frequency of attacks that the Taliban rebels do. So they are taking advantage of that situation. They're also seeing that Pakistan is at war with the Taliban regime in Kabul. So that's also added pressure. So when the BLA strikes, so it's trying to increase pressure on the Pakistani military, which is pulled into multiple directions. And then now you have the war in Iran, which is weakening the Iranian regime and its ability to project its own writ into the southeast, which is on the other side of that border from Pakistan. And so that's another factor shaping the Baloch rebels. And of course, Pakistan's mediation between U.S. and Iran is also something that they're likely factoring in, and they would like to be able to try and destabilize Pakistan, at least in this area, in this sort of current moment, if you will.
Kamran, given all these factors that you just mentioned, what's your read then on the manpower and the financing of the BLA? Is that group actually growing now in strength?
That's a great question, Pat. And so I think what's happening here is that definitely the capabilities, the tradecraft, the recruitment, the finances, everything that goes into the making of these attacks is increasing. And we've seen a steady uptick, let's say only in the last 4 or 5 years. There's been a steady uptick of BLA activity in the province. They're becoming more frequent, they're becoming more deadly, more large scale, more coordinated. And so they're getting tradecraft. There is no shortage of people that they can recruit from. These are motivated, highly motivated operatives with a noteworthy amount of training. So yes, I mean, there is an increase in their firepower and in their lethality.
So where's the money coming from? Who's financing this group?
That's a great question. So if you ask Pakistan, so Pakistan is openly saying, look, our arch rival India, Indian intelligence is behind this. That may be the case, and there is no other state actor in the vicinity that has an interest in backing the Baloch. But we need to look at this in a more broader lens. That area of Balochistan and its extension into Afghanistan and on the other side of the Iranian border, this is a thoroughfare for organized crime. These are lawless areas. The borders are porous. The Taliban regime also has an interest in allowing sanctuary for these actors. And so because it gives them leverage over the Pakistanis in their bilateral negotiations. So yes, the Indians are supporting, likely supporting, but it's much, much more. And the tradecraft, obviously, you need to learn it from people who can impart those skills to you. But there's also a lot of learning that terrorist organizations learn from each other. So they see the TTP, they interact with them. They have these relationships with the separatist groups on the Iranian side of the border. So it's a really complicated picture. So pointing fingers in one direction, I don't think explains everything.
So what are some of the main challenges here for Pakistan to try to fight this group? And if they can't be stopped, are they likely to actually create a separate state?
I doubt that there'll be a separate state because at the end of the day, this is an insurgency. The Pakistanis are a far more formidable force. The military is very large. I suspect moving forward, Pakistan, as the vulnerability on the western flank increases, and we don't know what's going to happen to Iran. Will there be a deal or not? Regardless, Iran's regime is going to go through an internal transformation of sorts. That's going to create more vulnerability on that border for Pakistan. So I suspect in the years to come, we'll see a redeployment of resources towards the western flank. Right now, there are two core headquarters of the Pakistani military on that side of Pakistan, in western Pakistan. There's one, the 11th Corps based in Peshawar, and the 12th Corps based in Quetta. I suspect they're going to be additional corps developed over time, or at least resources redeployed from the Indian border, or the raising of new resources to deal with this kind of situation. Because you've got twin insurgencies, and if somehow the Iranian regime doesn't get to the other side of this, moment intact, then the Pakistanis have a much, much bigger problem on their hand. Their entire western flank in that potential reality, would be destabilized. So I suspect that we're going to see a whole lot of activity on the part of the Pakistanis, things that they've not done before in terms of mobilization of resources.
Kamran Bokhari, a strategic forecaster and senior fellow with the Middle East Policy Council. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on Al Jazeera.